Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up this week, Walt Disney Animation racks up yet another Oscar win. Disney is being sued for patent infringement over their Magic Band technology, and the cost of the Disney dining plan went up again last week. Also, a little later on, we're going to talk about pricing on the 2018 itineraries for Disney Cruise Line, which were also recently released. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 930 for the week of February 28th, 2017. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, John Magi.
Hi, everybody.
Kevin Close.
Hi, everybody.
Wow. You may want to lower down my headset there. Wow, I'm never going to hear again. Kathy Warling.
Hi, everybody.
Therese Eccles.
Hey, y'all.
And back in the production nook, associate producer Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Along with producer Craig Williams.
Hello.
And Steve.
Hello.
Looks like Craig and Steve are Rhino's backup singers.
Right?
Sarah and
They're the
Amaya.
Rhinettes.
And you know why they say that? Because all they keep saying is back up.
Girl, back up.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone. It is so great to be back and not near dead. It has been a rough couple of weeks, health-wise. Got the flu, and just as I'm getting over the flu, an inner ear infection and a sinus infection with vertigo thrown in for good measure. So I've spent the better part of the last 2 weeks kind of recuperating from that, and just glad to be back. I'm back this week, and then next week I'm out in California. So I believe John will be hosting.
Sure.
He's finding out now.
Sounds good to me.
And so hope everybody's having a good week. And a couple things that we're going to talk about in housekeeping, namely registration for the 20th anniversary event taking place in very late May and early June. I don't have the dates in front of me.
May 26th through June 4th
There it is.
are the dates that we've held space at Disney. There's still space available if you want a room. Go to the post on the boards and it tells you how to book a room, but that space is filling out quickly. Actually, tomorrow, I will open up registrations for that week's event.
Well, that's the block. That's the dates we have block
That's
of
the dates
rooms
we have
for,
block.
but the actual event, the events themselves are happening that week.
Correct. Monday through Friday, we will have, similar to what we did for the Mega Meet, for those of you who were at the Mega Meet, we'll have Give Kids the World auction. We'll have some separate spin-off events. We've all got things that are in the works. We just haven't announced them yet. We will make sure those get announced. But we're going to sign up for attendance for that week's events beginning tomorrow. There will be a fee for that. That helps us offset some of our costs, and a portion of that goes to Give Kids the World. All of that will be tomorrow on that thread on the Diz boards. And you have to register for the week-long events in order to sign up for our big party on June 1st. I have not had a chance to talk to Pete about it, but when I say it is a big party, it's a big party.
Do we have a contract yet?
Not yet.
What the hell are they waiting for?
It's, fun. My ulcer is not big enough yet, so they're going to keep me waiting. But Kevin knows a little bit of what I've been working on, and I think it's huge.
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 I don't want to hurt your ears.
Like Gina huge?
It is.
Okay.
This is huge. So tomorrow, sign up for the event. That'll get you in our system. That'll get you credentials. We will then put out an email on how to sign up for the party itself. We will then work on a way for you to get us information on
Auction.
So this is
the
just
auction items.
right.
So all of this is the first step of our process to get us going.
Right. This
for
is
the
just
big event.
registration that you're coming to the party. As we start announcing individual events throughout the week, including the party, separate signups will be there for that. You'll be notified. This is how we know to notify you that it's time to sign up for those things. So
Correct.
that is the deal with that. Very, very excited. It's 20th anniversary of the Diz, June 1st. And I don't know, it's so funny. I keep thinking about that it's been 20 years. And I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it. Because it just, don't think I've ever done anything other than live consistently for 20 years.
Took a child for you.
This is a big party.
Yeah.
Big
So-
party for a big celebration. For
Takes
sure.
up a lot of space.
Okay, stop giving hints.
Oh my.
That wasn't a hint.
It was a hint.
That was a hint.
That was a
I
hint.
even caught that one over here.
And now
in
they're
my
going to be
haze.
parsing it.
It is.
Right.
But
They've rented out Miami.
they're buying Disney. So very, very excited about that.
Me too. I'm excited to get the ball rolling on some stuff. You know, it's slow process coming up to this point, but from now on it should go quickly.
The rolling ball should come faster.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so that's the 20th anniversary of the Diz. Want to remind everyone about the slate of shows we produce every week, every Monday. YouTube.com/Dreams Unlimited Travels, the Dreams Unlimited Travel podcast with John, Kevin, and Tracy Heinrichs. And what are we talking about?
This week was also with Pete Werner. We did our Alpine Magic Part 1. I think it was a good show. I had a chance to watch it. I always look at them before they go up. I think it turned out to be a really good show. Part 2 is next week, so if you're interested in that. We had fun. We had a great time.
It was such...
It's pretty much 45 minutes of us gushing about our trip.
Because it was a trip worth gushing about. I mean, honestly, one of the best trips I've ever taken. And I have so many like mementos and things from that trip that, I don't know, it was very special. It was a very, very special trip. Please check it out. Please check out the show and you'll understand why. Just a very, very special trip. And I enjoyed thoroughly talking about it again.
I did too.
You know?
It was. I think they were good shows, so please watch.
So that's every Monday. It's up right now on youtube.com/Dreams Unlimited Travel. Of course, you can also check out all our shows at disunplugged.com. Also, every Monday, the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged with host Tom Bell and his team. And this week, Craig, what are they talking about?
This week, Nancy Johnson shares her list of Disney movies every family should watch before their first visit to Disneyland Park. That's it.
Good idea. Good idea. Get excited about your trip. Not that I need that anymore.
I guess I'm way behind then.
Now, this Wednesday, we're not doing a best and worst show this Wednesday, Craig. We have a mini-sode, though, that we are putting up. And
Yes.
this is 9 attractions we would not want to work at.
Yes, it's Steve, Rhino, and myself. We all chose 3 attractions that we personally would not want to work at if we ever went back to being cast members. So
Which you
it's-
piss me off, you may end up.
Wait a minute. Is it 3 you all agreed on, or you each
No,
chose
it's
3?
our like my
okay.
3, his 3, his 3.
Okay.
My spoiler alert, it's all of them. I don't want to work at Disney ever again.
Wow.
How many were overlapped? How many did you agree on?
I don't think there was any.
Yeah, I think we had 3 different ones because for 3 best. I think Steve and I had one that did overlap, but for this one, it was all 3 different.
and
So,
I chose one that was on their list of attractions they would want to work at.
yeah,
Sure. So,
Oh,
Bum,
drama.
bum, bum.
yeah.
There's tension. Tension in the nook.
Why are they all standing? They don't get chairs
This is the
anymore,
new
Pete?
thing.
They prefer it.
we're actually sitting on those yoga balls right now. You can't tell.
It's a
Okay.
This is good for an audio show.
Yeah. And also every Thursday, DizUnplugged.com, the Universal edition of the Diz Unplugged with Craig and Rhino this week.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
We recently went and ate at Bob Marley, A Tribute to Freedom. And so we will be reviewing that. It was actually very surprising.
Was that Rhino's Rasta voice?
That was his gay Rasta.
I debated the impression, and I thought it better not.
Yeah, really.
You missed that one. But yeah, that'll be on Thursday. So not live. I should say that. You'll be gone.
No, I'll be in Disneyland.
Now, this Friday for Diz Pop, it may or may not happen. It depends, because Rhino is going to be out in California with me.
Yeah.
And it depends on if he gets to see a movie.
Yeah, so Logan, the last Hugh Jackman's last role in his his Wolverine character comes out on Thursday. There's a lot of buzz around this movie, just certified 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and so they're saying it's very different than anything that's been before. And people asked about it, so I figured if I can get to it, if it just so happens that Thursday night we're done and just roaming around, I might go see my first ever movie at Downtown Disney. and then do a little.
Yeah, you know, I
review
haven't
afterwards.
done a
Disney
movie
Springs.
there.
No, I'm curious what the theater's
there
like.
it's
in there.
downtown Disney.
Oh, is
Here
it?
it's
Yeah.
Disney Springs.
Oh, out there.
We're in
Yeah.
California.
Okay. I'm
Well,
sorry.
Keep up, dear.
Well,
It's-
what's
we're
funny
talking
is
about California.
when I am out there, I'll keep referring to it as Disney Springs,
Yeah.
and people are like, "What are you talking about?" Like, they don't know. So, but yeah, so I've never been inside of that theater before. So actually, I think it's fun to always have something new to do every time you go there.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
That's
so
amazing.
that may be this Friday.
if
Maybe.
not, I'll see it when I get back, and I'll put an early episode up next week.
There we go.
So,
So, all right. Anything else in housekeeping?
yes. Patreon. Are we talking about Patreon?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you know, we talk about it every week. Patreon is a site designed to just somewhere that people can donate from $1 to $100 or to whatever you feel like for as little or as long as you want. And you get some exclusive behind the scenes things. You get some fun like wallpapers, iPhone wallpapers, early access to vlogs. You get to chat with us on the phone, hang out with us in the parks, all that fun stuff. And we've been doing it for a while, and I just wanted to throw out there and acknowledge some of the folks who are on our higher tier on the $100 reward, which is Chris Jackson, Kevin McGrory, Heather Cruz, Brian Ashton, and Ashley Tharp. And Ashley, you know Ashley from our dinner in the studio we did for Give Kids the World last year. And Heather I've spoken to several times on the phone now, who I believe is actually on her way to Disney World this weekend, too. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to them and say thank you for their continued
Absolutely.
patronage
That's
of
correct.
our site here. It means a lot, and you know that your contributions allow us to not only continue to do what we're doing, but also you'll see it start happening. But some new and exciting projects we have in the work.
And also, Rhino doesn't know this yet, but we are gonna be doing a patron only event during the 20th anniversary.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
And we are also going to be doing, because I've been getting questions about this, people asking if I'm going to auction off another fundraiser meal here in the studio during the 20th anniversary. And yes, we are absolutely going to do that again. That worked out so well. We had a great time, raised a lot of money. So yeah, we're going to be doing stuff like that. But also for our patrons, it's going to be, we're going to do a special,
Awesome.
something special I have in mind.
Yeah. So you get to fun stuff like that. You get early access. You get to talk with us. I lately I've been comparing it to it's like a Diz Unplugged Facebook group, like a little quiet group, but we all get to share stuff with each other.
So you call them on the phone?
Yeah. If you're in a certain tier, once a month I'll have a group phone call, and whoever's interested, we all chat and we all Skype together, and we record it, and then we play it back for the others. But it's fun. So you get to just hang out with me for like 30
If
minutes.
I was in
on the
that
phone.
tier, I'd be in tears.
Wordplay. Anyway,
Okay.
I love bringing the show to a screeching halt.
Yes, thank you.
as we've lost all the patronage supporters between now and when I start talking, so whatever.
All right. Thank you, Rhino. Anything else for housekeeping?
Since Corey and Julie aren't here, I'll say it. Happy Mardi Gras.
Oh, that's right. It is Mardi Gras, isn't it?
Lent starts tomorrow.
Fat
Not
Tuesday.
that matters.
I would like to let people know that for those of you who are watching the news, Corey is safe and sound. There was an accident at Mardi Gras.
Oh, no.
And he is safe and sound. He was not. He was there, but he was not there at that time.
He was there
so
10 minutes before that happened.
Wow.
Wow.
so we're happy to hear that.
Yes. I didn't even know an accident happened, so I'm
Scary
fine.
world.
Yeah, it is. So, all right. Anything else for housekeeping? All right. Let's throw it over to Johnny with the news.
All right, our first news story. Disney wins Oscars in the animation and visual effects categories. Disney had a successful night at the Oscars. Disney's Zootopia won for Best Animated Picture, topping Kubo and the Two Strings, The Red Turtle, My Life as a Zucchini, and Disney's other nominated film, Moana. This was the third win for Walt Disney Animation since the Best Animated Feature category was introduced in 2001. In past years, Frozen and Big Hero 6 won in the same category for Walt Disney Animation. That's in addition to the 8 wins that Pixar has won, which Disney acquired in 2006. Zootopia's filmmakers Byron Howard, Rich Moore, and Clark Spencer all credited the, quote, politically divisive times as inspiration for the animation. In addition to Zootopia's win, Disney's The Jungle Book also won for Best Visual Effects. The Jungle Book was directed by Jon Favreau. The success of the movie, which grossed more than $950 million worldwide, relied heavily on CGI effects.
Some pretty impressive CGI
It
in
was
that
very
movie.
impressive. And lastly, Piper won for Best Animated Short Film. Piper was a short film shown before Disney Pixar's feature animated film Finding Dory. Pixar hadn't won in this category since 2002 for their short film For the Birds. Maybe they should stick with bird-themed shorts from
Yeah,
now
really.
on. I didn't see Piper.
Oh, it's good.
It's really good.
It's
It was
cute.
in front of Finding Dory. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I highly recommend
It
watching
looked
it.
sad. It looked like the bird got
No,
sucked into the ocean.
he makes a friend.
It's a coming-of-age tale of a bird by the sea.
Wow.
That's compelling.
He really sold it.
Yeah. I just think it's we are watching the next golden age of
Resurgence.
Disney animation, and I say that separate from Pixar, even though Disney owns Pixar. This is Walt Disney Studios animation that now 3 years in a row has dominated the category for best animated feature. And
Well, it was up against something called My Life as a Zucchini.
actually, Kubo and the Two Strings was a little touch and go as to which one was going to take it, because I think Kubo and the Two Strings won at the BAFTA Awards, and that's usually a really good indicator of what is going to happen at the Oscars, and it didn't this year. But a lot of people were saying that they thought that Kubo and the Two Strings. I think Craig, you even said
I did. Yep, I think it should have won.
that it should have won.
The right envelope got opened, right?
Yeah, that was something else. That was something else. Oh my God!
Leave
But
Warren Beatty alone. He old.
it wasn't really his fault.
his fault
I
at
mean,
all.
they
No,
handed
I'm
him the
just
wrong envelope. Poor thing.
This is impressive by Disney, though, because I think it's 9 of the last 10 have either been Disney or Pixar.
Yes.
And that's...
No, I mean they
like,
they
they're
dominate the
untouchable.
field, but I think for me the fact that it's Walt Disney Animation, that it's animation being done at the studio, not Pixar, kind of making that resurgence now. And it was kind of the resurgence we saw in the late '80s when The Little Mermaid came out and kind of redefined the studio. And I think we're seeing that again. We're seeing that kind of resurgence. So I'm very excited to see what they keep coming out with. And where it goes.
Well, you know what else is kind of interesting too. On that note, is that every one of their sectors also was nominated for Academy Awards. So Jungle Book is the live action, Zootopia was animated, Pixar with the short, Marvel with Doctor Strange, and then Lucasfilm with Star Wars. So they put out something from every sector from every studio. That this
That's
year
a
was
really
like,
good
those
point.
are good. You know what I mean? That's I feel like they didn't really celebrate that as much as I thought they would.
They are, no question, they are firing on all cylinders in the film division. No question. Not so much in the theme parks division, but on the film division, with the acquisitions of Lucasfilm, with the acquisition of Pixar, acquisition of Marvel, the resurgence in Walt Disney Animation, they are doing unbelievable stuff. And it's really in good stuff, too. So that's a good point you make, that everything kind of got represented at the Oscars this year. So what'd you think of Jimmy Kimmel? I thought he did phenomenal.
I thought he did a great job. I thought he was funny. I laughed through the whole thing.
And he
good.
he kept it funny throughout the whole thing. It
agree.
wasn't just the monologue.
A little bit of political, a little bit of. I thought it was good. He did a good job.
I really thought.
I felt really bad for him because at the end, he like blamed himself or something. Like when he was like, "I
I
won't
think he
ever
was
come back
joking.
again." It looked like he was crying. It
No,
looked
he
like
wasn't.
He was about to
Well, he
start
said he
crying.
was in the audience, and that was the way they were going to end the show. Him sitting next to Matt Damon, and then I heard on the radio this morning, and then he said. So they could tell something was going up. The stage manager was on the stage, and that never happens.
No.
I said that to Kevin. I'm like, there's something wrong.
Yeah, and Jimmy said the host should take care of this, and he's like, "Oh wait, I am the host." So I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that on the radio. this
I
morning.
thought the bit he did about bringing the people in on that bus.
That was hilarious.
was funny.
And I said to Kevin, thank God that wasn't us.
Right?
Right?
Kevin would have been arrested. that close to Meryl Streep.
Meryl,
Yeah,
I was just
right?
going to say Meryl. Poor
And
Meryl.
Hallie's hair,
Halle Berry would have been out of that seat so fast.
right?
Yeah, what was with the scare wig?
It was a
all
fashion
natural.
choice.
Yeah, it was all-
I'm like, you're so beautiful. What's going on with the hair?
And
I
it
would,
had
I
little-
would have gotten her out of that seat so I could sit next to Meryl. And then there would be claw marks in the seat while you tried to get me out.
It's a good
All right.
show.
Moving on to our second news story. Another patent infringement lawsuit against Disney was filed on February 24th. According to Law 360, a second patent infringement suit was filed against Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, accusing the entertainment enterprise of stealing patented technology for use in its Magic Band products that monitor park attendance and purchases made by guests, among other things. Law 360 reports that, quote, the sons of the now deceased inventor of the patent in suit allege Disney's Magic Band's portable electronic devices use their father's patented system of wirelessly connecting devices. The plaintiffs claim continued infringement of the patent will cause them irreparable harm, and they seek an injunction and damages in an amount to be determined at trial, but in no event less than a reasonable royalty. Plaintiffs Charles Freeney, Brian Freeney, James Freeney inherited the rights to their father's communication and proximity authorization systems patent that was issued by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in 2002. The suit claims that Disney's Magic Bands use the patented wireless communication technology to track guests and to allow them access to services around Disney theme parks. Also mentioned in the claim is that the Magic Band, quote, constitutes a proximity authorization unit described in the patent because it communicates with other proximity service units.
Can I just say nobody wants to be on the jury for this?
Why?
Because I'm falling asleep.
Oh,
And I picked the story.
I was just going to say, I
Exciting.
stopped listening a while ago.
I hung in there as long as I could.
Back in 2015, Disney faced its first infringement suit over the Magic Bands filed by Incom Corp. That was later settled. So we'll have to see what happens with this new lawsuit.
Al, you know, they're constantly a target for lawsuits. This one may have legs. This one may have merit, especially when you consider that they had to settle out of court another lawsuit on similar grounds. So you got to wonder.
At what point does it reach the point where people just have the same idea?
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
RFID is out there. It seems logical that at some point someone would say, well, why can't we use RFID or Wi-Fi or something just to track people and track purchases? Why can't people have a similar idea at the same time?
Because this was patented, you said 2002, 15 years ago. And I don't know. I think it's the same idea. Like,
I'm just waiting until we all get a chip put
why
in.
can't we all just get along? Right?
My dog has a chip. Why shouldn't we?
I was completely enthralled by the fact that, they're going to have irreparable harm and, all these bad things are going to happen and they want a big amount of money, or they'll take royalties for the rest of their lives. We'll settle on royalties for the rest of our lives. So we'll see what happens.
No, we're interested to see where that goes. We'll follow up on that.
Poor Disney. All right, our third and final news story. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Prices have increased for all three 2017 Disney dining plans. A price increase has taken effect for the 2017 Disney dining plans. Quick service Disney dining plan will now be $48.19 for adults, an increase of $1.85. Children will be $20.88, an increase of 70 cents. Regular dining goes up by $2.02 for adults and 73 cents for children. And the deluxe dining plan will now be $106.68 per adult per day, an increase of $3.11, or children will go up $1.13. I will say this, it does not seem to be slowing people down at all.
No.
Dining plans are selling
Dining plans sell so well.
as much as anything else.
And especially the last several months, the deluxe dining plan has really taken off.
Really? But I look at these prices. $70 a day for the regular plan, which is, I think that's the more popular of the three. And that's going to include, what does that include? Your breakfast, dinner, and a snack?
Right. You get one sit-down meal.
One sit-down meal, one counter service meal, and a snack. Is that really worth $70 a day?
I don't think so.
You don't?
We did a
For
show.
$70 a day?
We did a show on it on the Dream Show, and a couple of agents went out and did it. And based on what they ate, they actually found it to be a savings. When you
Not a huge
not a huge savings, but when you factor in the fact that you got a mug, the refillable mug, and at every meal you didn't have to buy a drink. If they went to places where they could refill the mug, like say for breakfast or something like that, they actually found it to be a few dollars savings over buying the meal directly themselves. So I think if you are diligent about it and you do the work, it might work out for you.
I think if you have the dining plan, I know when we've done the dining plan, we go to restaurants we wouldn't normally go to because the dining plan would cover it. If I don't have a dining plan, I'm going to eat less expensive or choose from those restaurants. So,
But is it the perception that, I'm getting something at a discount? Like you're saying, you go to restaurants you wouldn't normally go to. But really and truly, with what you're saving, you're talking the savings being kind of nominal. I mean, you'd be paying that anyway if you went there. So
Right.
is it just the concept of it feels like I'm not paying for it because it's quote unquote prepaid?
I get a lot of people that say they like it so that they can budget ahead of time.
That's what I think.
That's what I like.
I
It's-
think the
it's-
idea of
yeah.
putting it into a package where you can kind of pay, you're paying it off, paying your dining off as well as your tickets in your hotel room in advance so that you're not taking that hit in the park.
Right.
It takes it out of your hands. I like that. It's a done deal. You don't have to worry about the money when you're here. And especially
Buying
with
a
children.
prepaid credit card does the same thing.
Right. Well, or just using your debit card.
Well, no, if you purchase that money, if you
Right.
purchase a prepaid debit card, you can then use that prepaid debit card off property, on property, and all your meals are budgeted.
There's an attraction to having an all-inclusive vacation. There's an attraction to not having to worry about your individual things, and that's what Disney's done. They've created an all-inclusive vacation like Cruise Line.
But they've also kept people on property.
Well, that's
Absolutely.
their goal. That's
Yeah.
their
Sure,
goal.
sure.
And with teenagers, I think it's a win-win because they're not nickel and diming you. You eat your credits and then you're done. Starve, whatever.
That's the way Teresa works at home too.
Such a loving.
They get a certain number of credits at the beginning of the week. When
They're
they're
all-
done, they're done.
They're done eating by Wednesday.
Steve, you were going to say something.
No, you guys hit the nail on the head. That's it. I was just gonna say it's the convenience. I think that people can just not have to worry about it. Maybe at this point, it's not really about the discount. It's more about the fact that you can just be on vacation, enjoy your
Yeah.
time, and just get the payment out of the way.
The one thing, though, that I have noticed with friends and family who have been down and used it recently, almost always does it get to the final day and they are freaking out because they still have 3 quick services to use. They have 20 snacks to use and potentially even a sit down. It's like, okay, well, yeah, it was all budgeted out for me, but without all this stuff, I would have came out less ahead on the money.
Well, that's
in
a
the money
common
game, so.
that's a common theme that people say it is a good deal if you eat that much.
Yeah.
If you eat what it's allowing you, then yeah, you'll come out ahead at the end. But for a lot of people, they just don't eat that much.
It's not
And
just
you've always-
about.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's not just about eating that much. It's also about your plans change. So you may have the great idea that I'm going to go to Epcot tonight and I'm going to have dinner at Le Cellier, but wait, something's come up and now I want to do something else
No,
instead.
plans don't change.
Your plans don't
You
change.
just take
But
the
do you
course.
remember when the dining plan first came out and people would sit there and go, "Oh, look, they have surf and turf," and everybody go, "Oh, well, I can." And then Disney took all that stuff
There
away.
were many discussions about what you could order to beat the system. And it didn't matter whether you liked it or not. You ordered the most expensive thing.
Right.
And we've all seen the person ahead of you in line who's getting 20 Rice Krispie bars, trying to use up those snack
Yeah.
credits.
Boxes of crackers. That's what we did that time we stayed at Pop. We went home with a whole crap load of snacks.
Which is great when you have a car.
Yeah.
But I mean, but generally speaking, you're not seeing, just from the Dreams Unlimited side of things, you're not seeing a pushback by people on this. They're
Not
still
in the least. Not even the slightest bit.
I don't think this increase in price is enough to cause consternation.
yeah, because we're looking at about $2 to $3 a day per
Right.
person, so it's not
So
obscene.
maybe for a family of 4, you're talking about $70.
Now,
for
what
the entire
about
stay.
what about the price increase on the express transportation between the parks? What's being because I've been out of the loop on like what the reaction is because I was near death.
Everybody sort of thinks that it was, in Disney terms, it was priced too cheaply, and when it went over as well as it did, Disney figured they had a chance to increase the price.
What
But
did they increase it to?
They went from 14 to 19.
Oh,
Which I still think that's very reasonable.
But for like a 7-day length of stay, isn't it like 28?
It's 29.
Yeah, something like
so
that.
I mean, you'd have to do a week's worth. I mean, I thought it was a great system.
Do you think it's worth $28 a week?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You just wouldn't I think you wouldn't buy a day, you'd buy the week.
You're buying time.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, there was no hiccup at all when tickets went up. You know how usually tickets go up and everyone freaks out. They're doing it again, and you know,
The torches and the pitchforks come
right,
out.
exactly. We can't afford.
Do you think that we've just been beaten into submission?
You know it's going to happen. So why fight it if you're going to go anyway?
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
That hasn't stopped people from losing their
Universal
stuff.
tickets went up, and I got the little thing. I'm due to renew my Universal, and it showed me what my flex pay was going to be. You know, and it went up substantially for me because I
Well,
was locked in
Universal,
for
quote,
years.
Unquote, added a park. So
Right.
Universal is increasing their price to compensate for the quote unquote third gate.
Yeah.
But Disney just, increased their price, and people, again, it was no. Usually the internet goes crazy.
Are they calling Bodega Bay an extra park?
Bodega Bay.
Oh wait,
That's where I'm going.
sorry, that's where the
Volcano.
bird. That's where the birds happen. I'm sorry.
Volcano Bay is being called a third gate, which is obviously drawing some criticism from people saying it's a water park, not a third gate, but it remains to be seen when that opens whether or not it rises to the level of a theme park. Do you think it will?
We've had this discussion a lot.
But not with me.
Not with you. They,
For my entertainment.
So it's new.
in my opinion on this, they said it's a third theme park by saying theme. That is differentiating a theme park from an amusement park, and that is an overarching theme that surrounds all of it. So even though it is a water park, it is still, it has that theme.
So
attached
this
to
is
the entire.
This is a third gate on a technicality.
Yes, and I would say Disney should absolutely start changing their marketing and say that they have 6 different gates.
Because
Well,
they have
Disney-
2 theme parks
yeah,
that are
Di-
water parks.
Disney compensates by offering a ticket that includes those water parks, and now it's called
Well,
the Plus ticket or whatever.
but Disney doesn't charge the same to get into Blizzard Beach as it does to get into Magic Kingdom,
that
which
how
is, if I'm
much-
not mistaken, what they're doing.
Is that how much
We
the annual
don't-
pass went
No,
up?
they still do not have one-day tickets available to buy for Volcano Bay yet, so we still don't know what the one-day pass will cost.
Did your annual pass go up by 33%? Did it go up by a third? Do you know? Or did
I
just
know
go
it
up-
went from. I don't have the top one. I've got the one with just the no blockout dates, and I know it went from 22 to 30 something. It jumped.
Wow.
So
But
that
you know
is
what? For
another
years,
third.
mine was set at $19, and then last year it went up to like 23, and then it just jumped. It's in the in the 30s now. I don't know
Wow.
what they.
Yeah, so that is another
Sounds like-
third.
Right, they're considering it a completely
Yeah,
third.
it
theme
went
park.
up. And what I like about Universal though is you don't have to renew; they just automatically just keep renewing it for you. Whereas Disney, you got to
But
make that
wasn't-
decision.
Was it SeaWorld or someplace that some guy sued because they automatically renewed his pass? So
Oh,
I guess
really?
It was somewhere. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was
And it's
SeaWorld.
hard
Yeah.
to stop getting the Universal ticket because there's like a window you have to do it in.
It's like the month before and the month
Yes,
after. Yeah.
It's like that with Martha Stewart's magazine too. You can't ever quit it.
Right, you just can't quit it. They won't let you.
I can't quit you. All right, that'll do it for the news.
All right, thanks, John. Let's move over to rapid fire, and we're going to actually do John's last because we're going to talk quite a bit about his rapid fire. So we'll start with you, Kevin.
I have 2. The first one is our Italy sojourn on Viking Ocean Cruises is really doing well. If you'd like to join us, there are now 62 of us.
62 people doing this cruise.
And one of our lovely travelers, Chris, has figured out that we are now 6.7% of the ship. So, watch out. If you're interested, the pricing is still really good. I whistled there for a minute. The pricing is still good, and we are
Can you
growing.
give us an indication on the pricing?
It's the lowest tier is about $5,000 for 2 people for a week.
That's crazy.
All inclusive.
All
That's all inclusive.
That includes your drinks. That includes your food. That includes a shore excursion every day.
And remind everyone, for that $5,000 where we're going.
We are leaving Rome on March 24th.
Rome, people, Rome.
Well, it's actually Civitavecchia. I know that's not how you
It's
say
Rome.
it. Don't write to me.
It's the nearest port to Rome.
It's
but
the nearest
Rome.
port to Rome, and we are bouncing around the Italian coastline. We are going to make a stop in Šibnik in Croatia, but we're going to Naples. We're going to Bari.
Bari, which is where my family is from. My
They're going to meet us at the dock.
yeah, my family is from.
Wow.
They're going to tie up the boat. And we're going to end in Venice. There are pre-stays and post-stays available. You can get There are air packages that you can add to it. You can add travel insurance, but the base price is pretty good. And all of the rooms are balcony staterooms. There are, within each category of stateroom, there are several different variations, and that is just location on the ship. So you can get the cheapest stateroom, and then there are 2 levels above that, which were still in the same category. The higher the price, the better the location, according to Viking. What else am I missing?
When did you? I'm sorry, I might have missed it. But when did you say it was?
It is March 24th through March 31st of 2018. This does not include your airfare, but we can include your airfare. Travel insurance is running approximately 10 or 11%. There are other options for getting travel insurance or outside sources if that's something you'd like. And at this point, there are 62 of us. There's a thread on the Diz boards. It's stuck to the top about this trip, and you can see who's traveling with us. We just added some more people this week. John and I are going. Pete's going. Tracy and Chris Heinrichs are going. So
It's an all-star cruise.
it is. My other rapid fire. Oh, Kevin at Dreams Unlimited Travel if you want to go. And we're gonna keep going until Viking says to us, no, that's enough.
Well, the nice thing is we've locked in our pricing.
Right.
With this group, the pricing cannot go up no matter how many staterooms they sell.
Their
So it's
airfare
really
promotion
nice.
can change today. They're having an airfare promotion that ends today. I don't know what tomorrow's will be, but it'll be something. They always are. And our pricing is less than the Viking website. So if you go to the Viking website, Dreams is offer a better price because we do have a group going. My last rapid fire is Adventures by Disney is releasing their river cruises for 2018 tomorrow. If you are an adventure insider, meaning you have completed 2 adventures, you have to have completed them. If you have one booked for this summer, it doesn't count until you've actually completed them. If you've completed 2, you're an insider and you can book tomorrow. I think it's going to be the Rhine and the Danube again, and it will be released to the rest of the world on Thursday.
Do we have a preview on the pricing?
We do not.
Do not. We don't have a preview on dates or pricing yet.
Or itineraries or any of that. Adventures by Disney has not been very forthcoming with that.
So we're all going to find out tomorrow together.
Okay.
Be fun.
So that's that.
Again, right to Kevin.
Kevin at Dreams Unlimited Travel, if you'd like to go on a river cruise. I already have someone who's written to me. I will be in contact with you later if you're watching the show, but I don't have any information.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Ms. Whirling.
Mine is really exciting. Chef Art Smith's Homecoming changes the name of the restaurant to Homecoming.
I hate that.
They
I
dropped the
just
G.
hate it.
What?
Yep, it's Homecoming now. I'm coming home. Homecoming.
Okay, everyone is forbidden from
Wait,
saying
let me
that
see
out loud again.
Let me see your piece of paper. I want to see it.
No, really.
Sounds like you should have a piece of wheat hanging
Right
out
on
of
the
your mouth.
right on the screen, right there, Teresa.
Homecoming. Oh, okay. Homecoming.
But it's still Chef Art Smith's. He still has.
so it's
Yeah.
not
his name above the
homecoming.
name.
It's homecoming.
Homecoming.
I'm coming
Yeah,
home.
I just got done saying no, you are all forbidden from saying that word in the studio again.
Teresa's a good
Homecoming.
listener.
I like it.
Actually, something really cool Rhino spotted this morning. We did a re-review of Homecoming, because I'm not saying that, and put it up, and we got a nice shout out from
I
Chef
saw
Art
that,
Smith
yeah.
himself
Cool.
today.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
So if you're watching, Chef, thank you.
I gotta
I
get
wasn't
it back
there,
over
but
there
thank you.
Homecoming.
I'm not saying it either. It's just, I don't
No,
like it.
I don't talk like that.
But don't you? Did they sit down and have a meeting?
They must
We're
have.
gonna
There was
drop-
a meeting.
We're
The
going
fact
to
that there
drop
was a
the
press,
G.
press release.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a meeting about
Think
this.
about how much money now. You got to reprint menus. You got
Yeah.
to reprint napkins. You got to do signage over again.
Shouldn't you have done that
Crazy.
before you named the restaurant?
It's crazy. Just to get rid of the G.
I'm gonna embrace it.
Well, I mean, was was there pushback from people on this?
I'm
It
tired.
just, the name doesn't feel right with that G there. I mean,
It wasn't country enough. It wasn't homey enough.
oh please,
Homecoming.
Then go to Cracker Barrel.
yeah, really.
I like Cracker Barrel too.
I do too.
Give me that veggie plate. Bring it on. Okay.
However, I still call it People Mover, so.
I do too.
Is that what it's called?
I'm sorry. Did Corey?
Yes, he did.
Switch to Teresa. Did Corey? Yeah, thank you.
I'm embracing.
Did
the,
Corey do the Mardi Gras beads
He
before he
did.
left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are Corey's beads.
Now they represent Fat Tuesday as I sit in this seat. Thank you, Corey.
All right. Thank you, Kathy, for that. Teresa.
Okay, mine's not as excited about Homecoming. Homecoming.
I told you stop saying that word.
We're going to talk about Disney Springs. Mark your calendars. I'm going to
Disney
read this.
Springs.
I'm going to read this.
Prince.
Disney Springs. I'm going to read this as Jackie wrote it because I just love her enthusiasm. Mark your calendars, everybody, because Disney Springs is going to hold a new shopping event each Monday throughout the month of March, beginning on Monday, March 6, 2017. She needs an exclamation point there. A new, not to be missed.
Don't encourage her.
A new, not to be missed, limited time deal will be announced every Monday for guests to take advantage of. Disney has not released any further details on this, but we'll keep you posted.
You should
Okay.
never end your sentence with a preposition.
Well, I didn't write it. Okay, so they're not going to announce it till that Monday, so you don't know until that Monday what's going to happen on that Monday? There's no
guess.
prep work here.
It's like a doorbuster. You just got to wait and see. I guess they even tell you when the doorbusters are, so I don't know what I'm saying. Never mind. Forget it.
I got to know ahead of time.
What's a doorbuster?
A doorbuster, you know, like on Black Friday, you get a
the
doorbuster.
loss leader.
You gotta,
You
you
know.
gotta get up to the-
$29 50-inch television.
Everybody's
Yeah,
got their hand on it,
Michael,
waiting
So
till
do you
6
think
a.m.
people will be trampled at Disney Springs?
Maybe. We need to go find out on Monday. Who's with me?
I'll be in Disneyland still enjoying myself. Yeah, so
Well, I'll be at work.
we will not.
All right. Thank you, Teresa. Rhino.
Mine is that there are some breakfast dining options now available for Fantasmic and the dining package at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it's at Pete's favorite restaurant on
So
Disney
they're
property.
punishing people for doing Fantasmic dining now by saying you can eat there.
Yeah, and you get to meet your favorite character too, Doc
There's
McStuffins.
that disturbing name for a character, Doc McStuffins.
Here she comes with her stethoscope.
That just
my.
writes itself. But
No,
the
she'd
fact
have a
that
different instrument. in my
this
opinion.
was this was the character meal where we had roaches running across the table.
Yes, but
Which
they were
is-
in
which is-
costume.
Which was
Doc McRochin.
They were stylized dancing cockroaches.
and the food. You know, there's a reason the internet calls it Hollywood and slime. So yeah, I guess if you're hard up for a Fantasmic dining, because they can get difficult to get the Fantasmic dining packages. I guess this is a good option, and I do know the kids love the characters, and you know, people say all the time we don't care about the food, or you know, these are characters we can't see anywhere else, and my kids really love it, and I get that part. I just think Disney takes advantage of you because they know that too, and that's why they serve the garbage at this place that they do, and people have been calling it garbage, and it's been so lowly rated for so long, and they don't change the damn menu, not because they can't, because they won't. They don't give a damn, and it just
very
angers me to no
institutional.
end. Angers me to no end. I'm not even look. I think that gives hospital food a bad name.
Well, the
You
thing
know,
is,
I think
too,
hospital food is better than what they serve in this dump.
you could go to Mama Melrose for less money. Like that's the thing, you know, and that's what's kind of crazy about it.
Well, it's the
too.
character. No, the whole thing. It's the characters of the draw, which I get. But you know what? You can give kids great characters and give the parents a great meal at the same time. You know how to cook good food. You got a lot of places on property that do it. There's no excuse for this place to be this bad for this long.
It costs
Other than
just
the
as
fact-
much to cook bad food as it does to cook good food.
Oh, apparently that memo hasn't made its way over to Hollywood and Slime. So I don't know. I'm
But-
done now. I've gone on my little rant.
After that, if anybody's interested in booking, it's $41.54 for
How much
Oh,
is
and
it?
you know what?
$41.54 for adults. Hold on, children 3 to 9 are $25.63. Okay,
And
go.
before you send me your emails about,
I love it. It's my favorite
right.
restaurant.
Look, these are my experiences, not taking anything away from you. I had this one person email, oh, Pete needs to get over it about Captain's Grill. I ate there and there was no hair in my food. Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm glad there was no hair in your food.
'Cause that's
But
the
you know
benchmark.
what? After my 5th crappy meal ends with a hair in the bottom of a bowl, I'm pretty much done. That was my experience. Your experience is just as valid. The difference is I have a show and you don't. Okay? So keep that nonsense to yourself. I really don't care. Those are my opinions. I don't tell anybody what to do. I just say this was the experience I had there. You make your own decision. But tell me to get over it. You know what? You get over it, pal. Get your own show.
Pete would have been great on our mean comments YouTube video we did. He's basically the Robert De Niro of the mean tweets right now.
Love Robert De Niro.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Rhino.
Yeah, you're
Thank you for the rant.
The blood pressure spike. Hey, you're welcome.
Craig.
I think I'm good.
I actually kind of stole his. I
Don't
sent
be
it,
afraid, Craig.
Yeah.
Do you want to co-present it?
Every other word? No, I'll just read it.
Yeah.
A
Here's the
ticketing
envelope.
location will be opening in Liberty Square beginning March 6th.
At what location?
Ticketing.
I thought you said ticking.
Ticketing.
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 Ticketing
I thought he
location.
said ticking location. Like what? It's like
Drop the G. Go ahead.
Yes. So a ticketing location will be opening in Liberty Square on March 6th in the Heritage House, which is the old Hall of Presidents gift shop. You'll be able to upgrade tickets for additional days, upgrade them to have a park hopper, upgrade them to an annual pass, replace lost tickets, make dining reservations and event bookings, and you can also utilize annual pass holder services here, whatever
So they've
that
done
means.
away with the Hall of Presidents gift shop?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
been gone
Yeah,
for a while.
wow.
But
I
this
wonder if that's
will
an anticipation.
Of what?
stop.
this will also mean that the Space Mountain gift shop location, which does the same service, will be closing on March 1st.
The gift shop?
No, not the,
The
gift shop.
ticketing.
The
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 ticketing.
ticketing
up.
location.
Okay, got it.
At the
And
gift
that's
shop,
all.
the ticketing location. All right, thank you, Steve. All right, and we're gonna spend some time talking about John's rapid fire, so we'll throw it over to him.
As you all know, last week Disney Cruise Line released 2018 itineraries and cruises. This is through the summer of 2018, and they released some fun itineraries, some cool stuff, some stuff we've seen before. However, I wanted to look at it a little bit differently, and then Pete came and had a similar idea, so we mashed them together. But I asked our agents, I said, tell me about what's your take on how people are responding to these itineraries? What is selling? What is not selling? What people are coming back and thinking is a good price? And one of the ones that really stood out to me was the 13-night transatlantic eastbound. This is in May of
Exactly what I'm looking at. yeah.
May 13th, 2018. Very, very good pricing.
Amazing.
Again, this is a transatlantic, so you have a lot of days at sea, so that's one of the reasons why it's cheap.
And it's a one-way.
It's a one-way for sure, but you're leaving Miami, you're going to Portugal, you're going to Spain, and you end up in Barcelona. Kevin and I have done a similar itinerary on a different cruise line. We've been to Malaga, Spain. We've been to Barcelona. These are incredible ports of call to visit. These are not chumpy ports of call.
Oh, I love Barcelona.
And for two adults in an ocean view stateroom, one of the staterooms with a window, no balcony, two adults, $3,739.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I mean, and then let's look at two adults in a veranda stateroom with a balcony, $5,689.
It's really good.
This is cheaper than a 4-night sailing out of Port Canaveral. So I understand there's a lot of days at sea. I understand there's some logistics with getting back. However, these are incredible prices.
But there's a spa and there's Palo.
What was the ship it was on again? I'm
It's
sorry.
on the Magic.
That's on the Magic.
Yep.
Magic does the med.
If you're looking to see Europe, it's your transportation there.
Exactly.
And especially going into Barcelona. I won't say Barcelona is my favorite city in Europe, but a lot there to see. There's a lot
Barcelona,
there to
we
see.
went twice, and the first time we kind of stayed in the port area, and I absolutely hated it. It was depressing and awful. The second time we went, we ventured out much further, and I think Barcelona is the most beautiful city I've ever been to.
Really?
Beautiful. It's hustling.
yeah.
It's bustling. The people are so nice.
See, I didn't find that.
No?
I thought they were rude.
Oh,
I thought they were rude.
They were nice.
I think Barcelona is absolutely stunning, and I think it's because of the green space and the architecture. We also did a tour where they took us to see all the Gaudi architecture,
we had that.
bless you, including Sagrada Familia,
Oh, the Sagrada Familia is
Beautiful.
unbelievable.
And then that park.
Park
Oh,
Güell.
up on the hill. The crazy cab ride like to kill us, but other than that, it was
I
Yeah.
fun.
think Barcelona, there's a lot to see and do, and there's a lot to see and do without. There's that you can do that's not an extra cost, just the cost of a rented car or a car
Cab ride.
driver. Yeah,
Now, I'm looking at the thread on the boards where people are updating this thread with the pricing that they were getting on opening day for various itineraries. And I got to say that, while you can definitely do these less expensive on some other cruise lines, these prices on the 7-night, you have one going from Rome to Barcelona, for example, on June 23rd. In a 6A for two adults, which is a balcony stateroom. you're looking at this person got $5,500 for a 7-night Mediterranean cruise. Not terrible, especially at the level that Disney does it. At the level that Disney does it. So we're seeing there are some good prices here. Now, of course, what happens is when these releases come, somebody gets that quote for a stateroom that's like $11 million, and that's the one that kind of drives the narrative. And so, but I've been looking at them, and generally speaking, now, then there's somebody here, 2 adults, 2 children, in a 5C on a 7-night Mediterranean, $9,200. I mean, that's kind of high.
A lot of it depends on the time of year. Another sailing that's extremely, what I think is reasonable, is there's a 7-night British Isles cruise. This is September 2nd, 2018. So this is, kids might go back to school, so not conducive to families traveling. But you're talking about starts and ends in Dover, and you get to see 2 ports in Ireland. You go to Scotland. You go to Liverpool.
I would like to do that.
That sounds like a great cruise,
It
doesn't
does.
it?
It sounds like great ports.
2 adults in an inside stateroom, $3,300.
Last
2 adults
time
on a
they-
balcony, $5,600.
The last time they did this, it was a longer cruise, and the prices went up exponentially. It just doubled, I think.
But in looking at the prices this year with the release, it seems to me that on some level, Disney's gotten the memo that I think they've adjusted the itineraries. They've adjusted some of the lengths of the itineraries to kind of bring the pricing down. But we're not seeing, at least if anecdotally, I'm not seeing it, the kind of like drop jaw outrage at absurd prices. These seem more. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do these seem more reasonable than in the releases past?
The European cruises definitely are better. The place where we're seeing higher prices, right? and we're seeing
Alaska.
availability issues is Alaska.
Whoa. Yeah.
The 9-night Alaska sailing on June 9, 2018. 1 week later, having trouble finding space on that cruise.
Yeah.
So not only are they going up because of tier pricing, but they're popular and they're selling out. So for some reason, Alaska is the place to go this year. It is a good itinerary.
You can get to Europe. You can go to Europe cheaper than you can Alaska.
Alaska, yep.
Do you
But you
think
gotta
that
get
has
back from
something to do
Europe.
with the fact that Alaska is considered domestic travel?
I think we might be seeing people slow down in European travel, international travel. For
Well,
sure.
we're certainly seeing a slowdown in European and international travel coming into the U.S.
Absolutely.
And so that is definitely that's definitely an issue. Does somebody want to go check and make sure everything's okay out there? So I know inbound inbound to the United States internationally, we are definitely seeing a slowdown.
Yeah, most of my clients that are doing the med are all in Europe already.
In Europe, doing the med, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, there's this idea where when there's new itineraries and new places to go, people get very excited and they jump on the bandwagon. We're now looking at the 3rd year, maybe 4th year, I don't remember, of going to Europe, of the Disney ships going to Europe. So there's not that I have to be on that cruise, I have to be one of the first people to go.
Well,
So-
also that Alaska cruise is different in that it's 9 nights instead of 7.
And
Usually-
it's, remember we
Yeah.
talked about on our show, this is one that goes from Vancouver to Vancouver. So it's a little bit further up into Alaska.
Gotcha.
So it's a little bit more exciting itinerary. So for people going to someplace a little bit different. But again, you've got that, the bloom is off the rose type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't have to go. I've been already. Let me try something else. Same thing we saw with Adventures by Disney River Cruises. The first year they released River Cruises, it was insane. They sold out right away. Just now, for 2017, are we having availability issues for 2017 River Cruises?
Only on the Rhine cruises.
Rhine
The
cruises.
Danube is more open.
Okay.
The Rhine cruise, I'm told, is mostly sold out. There might be a scattered cabin here or there, but we're not going to string 2 or 3 together.
Again, the Danube was last year as well. So people who
Right.
wanted
Danube
to,
was last year. The Rhine is this year. I just want to plug our Alaska cruise if anybody's interested. We're going to Alaska the end of July and the beginning of August. It's July 28th
Yes.
through August 4th.
Yep, something like that.
If you're interested, write to Tracy Heinrichs, Tracy, Traceyh, at Dreams Unlimited Travel if you're interested in
Am
joining
I?
us.
I'm not on that. Am I? I don't think I have.
I don't think you
I
are.
don't think so.
So we got about 40 people on it. If you want to go,
This is not. This is. This was people who decided they wanted to travel together.
Right.
and it's kind of grown. So I'm just putting it out there. There's a bunch of us going, but it's not a podcast cruise. We're
also,
not going to be organized events. We're not
Right,
doing
right,
a
right.
show.
It's also a Royal Caribbean cruise, so it's not Disney.
But if you're interested, Tracy will be happy to help you.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think I really want to do Disney Alaska again.
You better
they-
book it now.
They did such a great job. Yeah, I probably
You
not,
better
not
book.
this season.
You better book.
You better book, girl.
Right.
That's what he just did.
I did.
You better book, girl.
You better book, girl. But again, I think this is what happens with Disney Cruise Line. And I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I don't think they can continually go to new and different places because of logistics, but that seems to be what really works for them. And it's probably because of the limited number of ships they have.
What I really want to do is I want to do another med cruise. I've done two. I've done them twice. Did them like back to back.
Yeah, you
2
did.
years in a row, and then haven't gotten back over there
Do
yet.
well, you can't. I don't think there are any. But do a med cruise before we do our Italy cruise. And then this way you can sail right into Civitavecchia.
No, it's because we're going in March. They don't do. I don't think they do med cruises.
No, Med
That's-
doesn't
that's
start till last
May.
week in May.
April, May. Before that, it's
If you want
med
to stay
season.
on ours, you can come back again.
I'm so confused now.
The cruise that we're on is going Rome to Venice. There's a different stop every day. The ship is turning around in Venice once we all get off and coming back.
And then you could sail the Mediterranean.
No, I want to hang out in Venice. Love Venice. All right. Thank you for that, John. That is going to do it for our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with you again next week, except Rhino and I, with another edition of the Dis Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everyone. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes. Have a great week.